Where's the audio?
Oh my lord.
What's up, bitches?
Where are we?
Coming from the deep
Forest.
Deep
shadows.
Yeah, we're in the fucking shadows. We're mysterious
I don't
tonight.
fucking fit in, man. I'm too dark.
You're too dark.
He's got a fucking mustache of yours.
Show 'em.
Show him that fucking man pornography.
That's a fucking porn star about to go.
These motherfuckers can't see the candles over there.
Yeah, we're going fucking
We'll
romantic.
take a picture and show them.
Yeah.
Am I blinding the hell out of you?
No, it's so good. I'm drinking fucking coffee.
What are you on today? Number 3? What coffee?
Yeah, I'm pretty deep, man. I'm like
That's
that.
nothing, man. I had 2 Red Bulls and this is my 3rd coffee.
Yo. I kind of lied earlier, you know, because I'm more.
2 Red Bulls and 3 coffees.
I had more like 1.5 cup this morning.
It's not you're lying about it.
Yeah, it's going.
It's deep.
You're lying about it, man.
Yeah,
That's the real problem. When you're lying about it.
How many did you get? I had 2. You sure? I had 2.5.
He's like scratching his fucking body.
I'm pretty sure I'm about.
Get that caffeine.
I had 2 pints. 2 liters.
2 liters,
I
dog.
had 2.
I think I'm about like number 4 now.
I'm 5 cups deep with caffeine.
Yeah,
I'm 0.
yeah. So yeah, man.
But then I got addicted to this fucking
Soft.
I don't know what it is, man.
It's shrimp potion.
It's aspartame and fucking water.
What do you call it in Swedish?
Soft.
Exactly the same in Norwegian.
There's no word for it in English, I think. So cordial is the closest you'll get.
So we're fucking cool, man. You know,
Yeah.
we had that shit in America.
Yeah,
shrimp potion.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's
No,
like
you don't.
you just put a little fucking shit in there.
I've never seen it.
You've been in there?
Yep. 3 weeks. Never saw it. I
Yeah.
was there for 3 weeks. Not a single drop of soft.
Because you had your fucking head up your ass the whole time. You just had your mouth
Fuck
so
no.
you had your mommy wiping your ass for you.
Anyways, we're at fucking Bobbe's place.
Cheers to that.
He's so nice, letting us stay here.
Like savages.
Like fucking. Yeah.
No, it's cool. I was just thinking, like, I mean, there's other SSM guys here, but even when you guys are at home, are you like hanging out with other SSM dudes, like going to cafes and like working?
I live
I
somewhere.
know a couple in LA, but
Not really, right? Like,
yeah. It's not,
I mean, that'd be
it's
fucking
not
like-
it's not like you guys, man. They're a little different.
yeah, but just like the way they did the Poland thing, like if you could, for an extended period of time, like hang out with SSM guys and like actually do work together and kind of like brainstorm and I don't know. That'd be
Share
really
ideas.
cool. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah. I wish, could make that happen.
Yeah. So,
Argentina, man. I'm so down. I've never been.
Yeah.
get on what?
Buenos Aires.
Talked about making a little stop over there. Set up a little freedom house.
Yeah.
Sometime next year.
Like, I don't know. I think Thailand would be a good place to do it too. Everywhere I've been, I remember when I went to Poland the first time, I thought if I was ever poor as fuck, I just went to Poland because it's so cheap. The chicks are pretty hot and can go out. But Thailand would be just as good too. Like, I would say Costa Rica, but it had the shittiest internet I've ever been in my life. Like, it was difficult for me to run my business there.
So, like, the idea would be to get a couple of projects. Like, let's say you get 3 projects, and you have 3 months, 4 months finishing them, like you line them up. That way you can work on it and not necessarily get new clients and shit during that time.
I think that's a good idea, but also you want to be able to get clients on the road. Like that's because that's gonna really make this whole thing,
Yeah.
it's gonna prove to you that you can do this on the road. You don't have to set up a bunch of sales just to go on the road.
Well, I guess affiliates and stuff would be a great way to do that.
Yeah.
Dude, getting sales remotely. Alex does it, he just talks to him on Skype.
So how does he contact them? Like,
Or you can
direct, just email.
But the thing about that is, man, it's just when you're traveling, last thing you want to do is fucking work.
But that's the thing though, I think it's just a habit, like once you get into it, if you just keep your habits now.
I think if you're living in one place, you could do it.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier if you just stayed in one place.
Oh yeah, but still, like if you make that decision, you're like, I'm gonna do however, many tasks or how many hours of work per day, then I think you'll find a way to do it. But I agree with you. It is fucking. It's like a workout thing. Like it's really hard to lift on the road and stay healthy.
Because you gotta find a new gym in every place. You don't know if the internet's good.
Yeah, exactly. There is
definitely
that kind of obstacle.
Yeah.
But it's for sure doable.
If it is doable, like as I said to our friend at the hospital in Poland, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
So we're not getting that hard to do. You just fucking find an apartment, get 4 guys, split the rent, move down, get the business.
Yeah.
And really nothing else to it, man.
Yeah, keep it simple, man.
Yeah.
That takes like 3 steps. Find a place, find the people, and we go.
So Bobbe, pump this shit up with a little imitation.
I'm losing my taping.
This fucking guy, man.
We're gonna have to show the video.
Yeah, you need a little reference to understand that.
Yeah.
Alright, rewind, play video, cut to impersonation.
Yeah, so this podcast is called F&N Raw Uncut.
Yeah.
Uncut. So I don't do that shit. Are you gonna put that shit in?
I don't know. I don't even know what these videos are.
So yeah, guys, fucking Google it.
But we'll put a link to the
Freakout's most awesome.
We'll put a link in the YouTube description.
Yeah.
Or you could just, if you want to check it out. Go, most awesome freakouts, and it's by Break. It's by Break.com.
Yeah, man, it's fucking the coffee.
And there's like 10 of them. Watch the
all
last
the
one.
All this deepness stories.
Watch the last one. The most awesome freakout. It's like a magic card shit. That's the one.
Yeah. Fuck. Like, I've been sweating so much lately.
Yeah, the weather was, like, since you guys arrived, it's been humid as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm sweating at all.
Dude, my fucking jeans, and they were, like, moist since I cycled home from work yesterday. Whew.
Where did I go? Addict. Did you read it? Well, his cup was empty. Looks on it, he's like, oh, fuck.
Oh man, in Amsterdam, I'm gonna quit this coffee shit.
Yeah, right, dude. You're getting worse by the day.
I know, you've been fucking pulling me towards this shit.
I remember the first fucking days you would have 1 cup.
Yeah.
And now you're at 5.
Oh! Damn, I'm so fucking beat without even noticing that shit, man.
Did you stop? Remember what your Norwegian friend was saying? She's like, if I don't drink it, I get headaches.
Yeah, man. Dude, have you not had caffeine withdrawal headaches?
No.
Because you gotta stop.
Dude, it's terrible. I was taking these caffeine pills that I showed you.
Yeah.
Basically, I never really liked coffee. I started drinking here and there just to, like, I don't know, stay up or whatever. And then I got these caffeine pills because coffee makes me shit like a motherfucker.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, but it's good for going to the gym. But you don't want to, like, shit yourself in the gym. So the thing about caffeine pills is you don't get the shits. You get the caffeine.
Yeah.
But that's not what makes you shit. It's some other thing in the coffee.
Yeah.
So I would pop these fucking caffeine pills for like 2 weeks maybe. Like I started even doing it for breakfast. It's like 250 milligrams, which is like 3 cups of coffee in 1 pill.
Yeah.
And then I stopped.
Like 3 cups.
I think 80 milligrams is about 1 cup. Like a small cup.
Oh, yeah, like,
Not like an American sized cup.
Yeah, I remember like the Starbucks one have like 190 milligrams or something.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I didn't even think about it. I just started taking them for like 2 weeks and then I stopped. And I had, like 1 or 2. Usually just 1. And I would get these fucking ridiculous ridiculous headaches that lasted like 2 days.
Shit.
Yeah.
What's
So
the thing
you don't
about
wake
it
up
is,
cold turkey is the thing. You can if you just step it down, you probably don't get the headaches. I think.
yeah, but man,
But cold turkey is bad.
I don't know, man, because I've been drinking coffee since I was like 14 maybe, and I've had like times where I just fucking quit for weeks and not felt anything. And I like when I'm home, I only drink it like sometimes if I had time in the morning, then at work, and then sometimes not at work because I don't always have fucking coffee. So
Why do you drink it anyway?
it's good.
Did you hear the crackhead tell me that? Like,
Yeah.
it's good, man.
The taste isn't even that good.
But it's an acquired taste for most people.
It's the addict.
It ain't got nothing to
It's
do
good,
with
man.
the taste of it, man. It's just the
It's
effect.
fucking good, man. Reminds me of that fucker we met yesterday.
Oh shit, we met a
Tell the people, man.
yeah, we met a total fucking crackhead the other day.
And the funny thing is, I was telling you guys that I'd never seen drugs here in Sweden.
Yeah, and then
10 minutes later, we got fucking crack in our head. Like, this guy is showing us his crack.
yeah,
I
and
don't
he
know what
was
crack is.
so like,
That was funny too. Yeah, I was like, you guys know what that is? You're like, oh, I'm like, that's fucking crack. You're like, oh.
yeah, I fucking understood that it was some kind of drug, but like it was like 2 crystals,
Little rocks.
little rocks. So yeah,
Yeah.
and the guy was like in another place, man. You couldn't even talk to that guy. Kept coming over to us like, and
Speaking nonsense.
yeah, total nonsense. Like I'll fight there, I fight here. I don't even know, man. I didn't understand it, but I met another guy today at the train or the tram. What do you call it?
Tram?
Tram. At the tram, he was sitting right next or over me. So, and he was totally talking nonsense too, and his eyes were fucking red, like bloodshed, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing is, you don't know how to handle those fucking
No,
people.
I don't.
They're fucking unpredictable.
That's the thing about it. You want to keep it like neutral. You don't want to say shit.
Don't want to go deep.
Don't want to go deep.
I told you guys to say put him on the podcast, but I think
Yeah,
I guess you didn't want to.
not really, man.
Said you wanted colorful people. Fucking made the cut.
Yeah, you might have done that. But I don't think it would make much sense.
Pretty sad. Alright, I reinstalled Google Analytics, made a new profile. I'm back.
Back, bitches.
I hope it works.
Yeah.
More coffee?
Yeah.
Cool, actually.
Fuck them. We're going. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I just realized something. I remember in Thailand, we weren't as energetic, man.
I
We
didn't
were
have
more relaxed. And then, as we got here more and more, he's so fucking hyped up all the
I
time.
know, it's because of the coffee, man.
I just made that connection right now, man. I'm like, man, Freddie, every time we go on a talk, he's like, I feel so good. And I was there just chilling out, like, man, I don't remember Freddie being like this before, but he's all fucking jacked up.
Because I'm high on this coffee and shit, man. It's like if you have those kind of withdrawals, I guess it's kind of a drug.
Of course,
Yeah.
So it's a legal drug.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Is that like a commercial or something?
How they're gonna hit.
Oh,
You ain't first, you're last.
yeah.
You gotta watch that.
Still haven't seen it though, but I just know that line right there is funny.
Brilliant.
Shake.
And bake. Yeah.
I just look at us in that picture. So beautiful, man. Like we got the wide.
Look at that beard. I haven't shaved in fucking.
You should just shave my.
You
the
should get a
mustache.
real mustache, man.
I look retard.
No! What about, like, right now you get a mustache like this? Like a fucking real soldier.
But do you got that, man? You got
Like, my connection is not that great.
But fuck it, man.
YOLO.
You can do it right now. Come back on the podcast with a mustache.
Looking fucking like a YMCA guys.
Like my father, when he was out
I
on
could
work,
join the Pride Festival.
yeah, so he would be out like maybe 2 months. And during that time, he would save up his beard. When he got back home, he would just shave and get a mustache like that. What do you call those? You know?
I don't know.
Puerto Rican. Is that one?
like what?
The natives, the ones that go
Like here and then down. Like the rest. Anyways, my mother would hate it. So that was always fun.
yeah. 16 minutes deep.
Hyped up Freddy if we can't stop moving.
Yeah.
You gotta stop this shit, man. I miss my old Freddy.
I know, man.
You ain't even the same person,
I
man.
know, I'm so fucking deep
Intervention.
into the legal drug.
Speaking of intervention, did you guys see that YouTube, the best cry in the world or whatever? You haven't
The
seen
black guy?
it? Yeah.
That's
I gotta show you that.
seen it, man. How does it go?
Well, so it's do you know Intervention, the program on TV in the US? They got this black guy. I didn't actually see the episode, but it's one of those viral videos.
yeah.
And there's this one guy. I don't know if it's like his son or whatever.
It sounds like Chewbacca or something.
I don't know what Chewbacca sounds like, but I think it's his son or whatever. That's like, I still love you. And the guy's like quiet for like 15 seconds, and he goes,
Keep doing that, man.
and just like cries, but it doesn't sound like it's kind of like what I was saying to you about Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Like, was it? Like he makes like a fucking weird sound. You don't even know that he's crying. It sounds like he's doing something.
I almost, like, the first time I saw that, I almost fell off my fucking chair. And the expression on his face is so funny.
Yeah.
I think you can search for, like, the funniest laughs or some shit.
That's pretty fucked though. Like, did we talk about this? How, you know, most of the TV now that gets like real attention is people basically, it's about being infamous, not being famous. Like, basically, well known for doing things that are not like making the world a better place or like making anyone better off.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I'll watch this shit too much, like
F&N.
No,
well,
not exactly, cocksucker.
I think you guys covered some deep shit.
Yeah, we bring
No, but like, the thing is, like, you saw me fucking watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like, that's
I
my
still
time
saw
off.
that shit, man.
It's fucking useless, but I still watch it.
I don't understand why you watch it, man.
Well, it's like I say, man. It's my time. It's like when I
You're allowed to
when I
have
want
that.
to turn off.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just watch it because I don't have to think.
Nice titties every once in a while. Man.
Yeah, that's my Keeping Up with the Kardashians is my meditation.
You got some hot chicks in there too, so fuck it, man.
Yeah, but
Turn off this head, turn on this head, right?
and like Jersey Shore and shit, like they're not making anyone's lives better, yet we're still watching it. And then you got people like The Buried Life on MTV. These guys are fucking cool as fuck. They go after their dreams. They're helping other people along the way. They get canceled after 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's.
But you could argue if you could, they are making your life better if they allow you to turn off and fucking relax.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Like, I guess. I don't get the Kardashians, but you can choose whatever the fuck you like, you know? If you want to see that, you see that.
Yeah.
And
The problem I have with it is like it's like we were saying, Kim Kardashian. I don't mind her, but she fucked her way to the top, literally. Like, she made a fucking sex tape, and that really kind of like blew her up.
Who did she make that with?
Ray J.
Right. So he's not even that thing.
He's not, no. But
Was she kind of famous?
well, what it was her dad, who's dead, was O.J. Simpson's lawyer. So he wasn't like famous in that sense, but people knew who he was.
Okay.
He was rich as fuck though.
Yeah, probably.
But he was one of the lawyers, because he had a lot of
Probably
lawyers.
had like 12 of them.
The main one was Johnny Cochran.
Did O.J. Simpson have a lot of money too?
He was a football player.
Yeah. But,
You know what the fuck Johnny Cochran, you know what the model he put for that case? Because they found like a glove,
yeah.
right? And he goes, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Which means, and he's like saying that slogan throughout the whole case. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
I didn't know that.
Like a fucking,
That's terrible, man.
What
You
is this,
can't,
like, this like a fucking pep talk? or
yeah,
something?
you can't use fucking humor in the courtroom when someone's like supposedly killed someone.
He got away and they had so much evidence on this motherfucker. It was insane, man. I don't even know how it happened. But then 2 years ago, he got busted stealing some memorabilia, and now he's
Yeah.
an idiot.
Someone was saying that, like, if you're O.J. Simpson and you get acquitted, you do everything you can to stay away from, like, doing criminal shit after that. And he's, like, stealing shit from people's hotels or
Trophy,
whatever.
like a trophy.
Yeah, oh yeah, he, like, broke into someone. Oh my god. I don't know, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. She fucked her way to the top.
Yeah, sorry.
And, yeah, I don't know. But basically, she hasn't really accomplished anything. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is, like, it inspires people to follow her path because she gets the fame and, like, the lavish lifestyle.
Oh.
So now there's this chick, what's her name? She was on, like, Teen Moms or something.
You know what, man?
Farrah Abraham.
I don't know.
She's doing the same thing, man. She's nobody. She was on some shitty TV show. She puts out a fucking sex tape, makes like 6 figures from like fucking on camera, and now I bet you she's gonna like follow her footsteps and be this huge star. And
You
people
know
are
what, man? I really don't fucking care. Like, I see what you're saying, but it's like I never see the TV shows. I never even think about it.
Yeah.
In my world, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something I walk around thinking about.
No, but I see what you're saying because it's you're a smart guy, but people are fucking idiots. Like this girl you were just mentioning, is gonna do the same thing, and now the fucking teenager girls like caught this kind of behavior.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what's even weirder is that like people are supporting it. Like I saw like videos of her like going to negotiate her sex tape with her fucking little kid and her father, who's like supporting this career move.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, I you know, if you really look at it, that's pretty fucking smart. If you become a porn star, you make like $1,000 a fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
You know, want to marry some rich guy, you fucking, you don't even know if you're gonna get money. You know, you know, in terms of, you know, using your looks to make money, it's a really smart. Out of that spectrum, it's a really fucking smart move.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I always valued peace of mind. Like, that was always, I think that's always been, not always, but as a grown up, like, that's always been my main thing. I don't do shit if I know it's gonna give me a hard time to sleep, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you're saying, like, if you want to make money, if that's the only thing that matters to you, then sure, it's a smart move,
If
but
you don't
at the
have
same
that
time,
value,
yeah.
but everybody does though, kind of. Like, if you're Kim Kardashian, you're aware that you're a fucking retard. Or I don't even know, man. She might be fucking smart. I don't know. But
Of course she's smart, man. You know how much money she's made off that? So many people just put out that video like she figured out how to make her own TV
She's a
show,
pioneer.
model, commercials,
Yeah,
everything based off that. Like no doubt about it, man. She's really smart, or she has someone close to her who's really smart.
Her mom.
Yeah.
Her mom, there's like rumors that her mom kind of orchestrated everything.
Oh yeah,
Even like kind of like planned the sex tape and the launch and like all that shit.
and the whole show and all that.
But again, I don't get me wrong. Like I got nothing against the family. Like I watched the fucking show. I get a kick out of it. But it's kind of sad to see the sad part is what I was saying about like how the dad and the fucking kid is like going with her to negotiate a fucking porn contract. Come on.
yeah.
Come on!
But I like the guy who fucked her. He must have signed some sort of shit to put that up online, right?
Well, I think at the time they were both kind of like on it. They were like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Oh yeah, okay, because I read somewhere that every single fucking sex tape online, like probably not every single one, but most of them have like both partners sign the video.
Right. I mean, they are, I guess, the owners, so I guess they do need to give permit. But I don't think that was an issue at all.
Okay.
And I am an expert in the field of celebrity sex tapes.
But also, man, once it kind of gets out there, it's out there. Man.
Yeah, it's fast.
Like, it don't matter if you sign shit, man. If you get like a celebrity
People are
sex
gonna,
tape out
yeah,
there, that's
yeah.
it.
Once it's online, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's
But that's what, have you guys know Snapchat?
Yeah.
That's what's cool is like, the thing is like, before internet, you could say shit and like, it wouldn't be on the record forever.
Yeah.
And then internet came along, you couldn't say anything without it being, you know, in history forever. And now it's kind of like they're finding ways to give you that freedom of speech and give you like the internet as the outlet, but kind of get rid of that.
The evidence.
Yeah.
So you can send shit.
So you can send pictures and videos
with Snapchat without getting like it's not saved anymore.
It's not saved. You can watch it once and then it's deleted. You can technically take a snapshot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. The other person who sent it will get like notified.
I know. I used the program, but I was thinking like the fucking conspiracy theorists in me would say like somebody's fucking watching that shit.
Yeah.
But,
Team Snapchat, man, they're having a fucking field day with all this shit they get sent to them.
But I can't
We have it
think
all
of.
saved on the database.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
You know what?
Oh, I guarantee it.
No, there was this case in Norway with the girl. She disappeared. Nobody knew where she was. Now the police found out she'd been sending these Snapchats at a certain time, so they wanted to know exactly where she was at this point in time. So like if she were to take a picture like this and they knew she walked this road, they would know exactly where she was at during that time. But they could never find those pictures.
Because they have one on a database of fucking Americans. You know?
I don't know. Either the police told the media that they weren't allowed to see the pictures, or Team Snapchat never showed them. I don't know about that.
They fucking keep that shit as a fact.
Yeah.
It would be so stupid as a business not to.
Why?
Because you can use it to improve it. If you keep the data of all that stuff, that's why Google's so good.
It depends on like the.
I don't know about that, man, because it's only pictures and videos.
Yeah, I guarantee.
You can upgrade your shit by feedback. And they really did, because like the first version of
You guys should make a 3-quarter bet about it.
Yeah.
And then
Well, there's no way you can.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Well, you can Google it and see if there's
I guarantee you that they have all that shit on your database.
Fuck. In which case, they got
Not
dirt
their
on
stuff.
me.
Big pictures that
They got dirt on me, man. I sent a picture of my balls. I sent
shaved and unshaved before and after.
Like I would get people sending me back, what was that?
Yeah.
Having a certain clue, but
What if you took one of just like shit coming out your ass? You just was like, what was that? This is nothing.
Wait, Snapchat? You Snapchatted it? Or was it like a normal picture that was like saved on the phone?
no, this was like
Snapchat, man.
a Snapchat, like
8-second shit.
probably more like a 2-second kind of thing. Like I would, but you know what I did?
Snapchat apart, man. Your bare ass just send that, man.
I have this fucking friend at work. Every time he's taking a shit,
Yeah, me and my friends used to do this. You just take the photo and like the pants down.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
this. But we wouldn't WhatsApp it. We do it on like we do it on WhatsApp, not Snapchat. So we get evidence that that's good.
Me neither.
Just want to make sure you don't get fucking.
But I remember when I went to Costa Rica, I just got my GoPro camera.
Yeah.
and then I could take pictures underwater, so I was taking pictures of my dick underwater, and then I didn't fucking take it out, so I went to open all the photos, like 2 weeks, after the trip, when I got back, and I was scrolling through, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
At least you weren't like showing your parents.
But I totally forgot, like, if someone else got that camera
That happens all the
and just
time.
scroll through it, they'd be like, oh, next dick underwater.
Yeah.
And like bubbles coming out of it.
That kind of shit happens all the time though. Like, you ever like watch porn or whatever, and for some reason you're like, oh, I'll just wash my hands before I close the window, and then you totally fucking forget it. Like,
Close the window?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the browser.
That never really happened to me.
That kind of shit happens to me all the time.
I'm fucking good with that shit. Like, still to this day, I do private windows.
I don't even know what that is. What is
It's like people can't see what I search for.
Who's people?
Me, other people.
Oh, like
if
it
they're
doesn't save the history. You
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Okay,
Like writing
Yeah,
red.
Google Chrome. When Google Chrome made that incognito window,
Yeah, exactly.
they made it for only one fucking reason.
I don't even know what that is. That the same thing?
Yeah, if you go on Google Chrome and you click like go incognito, which means like undercover, it opens up and it says no cookies, no history, no anything.
Porn.
And they made that like it was a time where Firefox was a lot the top browser.
Yeah.
And Google Chrome came out and they added that as a feature. And Firefox was like, that's a low blow, dog. It's fucking 99% people don't want to have it, know what they search for, right?
That's funny because
So
the
once
way.
Google Chrome came out, I think I was like 17 or something when that came out. Me and my friends all knew about it. We're like, Google Chrome, bitch.
I've seen that
Yeah,
incognito
they're
thing.
not
I just
using
didn't
that.
know what it was though.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
saves nothing.
That's funny because I have the settings, I think, in Firefox so it doesn't save anything. So if I ever watch porn, I go in
Oh, you
Firefox,
delete it.
and I usually, no, I don't have to. I'll just close the window and it's gone. That's like the standard settings I have in Firefox, but I usually use Chrome for everything else.
You can click the little thing, click the incognito.
Yeah.
Alright.
You don't have to worry about it.
That's why I use fucking Firefox, huh?
Yeah.
For not business.
Well, that's the thing, but I got my business email on there as well, so I
What do
don't
you
know.
do, huh?
It's not a good thing.
Well,
It's,
Business is
Second
porn,
porn
man.
is the
Business is
progress.
porn doesn't go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's porn is a business.
porn's a huge.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, every time, like, let's say I got something important to do in the morning, I gotta go to sleep at 11. Fucking 10:45, I'm like, dog, I'm gonna jerk off, go to bed by 11. Never fucking happens, man. I finish up, I'm done, look at the fucking clock, damn, son, it's fucking 11:30 now.
You jerk off for 45 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes I go fucking deep, man. I check out one video, I'm not totally satisfied.
You gotta find a good one, and sometimes you got two going at the same time. Just a big
Or like the sound from one of them.
Oh yeah, man. We're
You can
fucking.
switch it up back and forth. You try to search for something new, you see a related video. Here you
I
go.
look at the fucking ending, which one is better? Oh, this middle section here is pretty good, but this ending right here is fucking perfect for me today.
You should start editing like your own videos, like put it together.
I go deep with this bullshit, man. I turned pro several years ago.
I think we had talked about the podcast for a while, and at one time I brought it up about jerking off in the airplane bathroom, and since then it's been open public knowledge.
Yeah.
You did?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He did. Oh! I gotta get on that.
And I said, I did it while listening to Marvin Gaye.
Wait, you fucking jerked off with music on the airplane?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
Hey, just so you know, like a couple times when a door is locked and people saw like there's nobody in there, I've actually seen the people working on the plane opening this little window, putting their eye in. There's like
Pretty sure it's fucking
it's true, but I think they only look for the light because when you lock the door, the light goes on. It's that bullshit. I've seen it 2 times in this fucking trip,
That
man.
is bullshit, man.
People out there, check out. Be careful. before you jerk off, put your finger in front of
Don't
the.
listen to fucking Freddy, dude.
Have you seen that?
No.
Why would
Why
I
would
lie?
that fucking stewardess be spying on you in the bathroom?
I'm not saying they're actually looking. They're checking if the toilet is like.
They can check
occupied.
if it's locked or not.
Just see for yourself the next time.
I've looked. I've been back there, man.
I'll ask
No,
you.
this
Of course
is all
you've been back.
fucking funny looking at
Listening to Marvin
Three
Gaye.
fucking kroners.
I'm not betting you shit on that. That's a stupid bet.
That's not a
That ain't even worth
So
it.
yesterday's bet was not stupid.
No, it wasn't. That was easily identifiable facts.
Yeah, I actually.
How is he gonna fucking prove if someone's peeking in on the bathroom?
I'm not saying they're pee.
He's gonna walk up there and think I just saw you missed it, man.
No, I'll show you myself the next time.
Go ahead, man. Video that shit.
Yeah. Remind me
Go
though.
deep undercover.
I'm fucking sure of it, man. I'm not saying they're actually.
Anyways, man, let's move on.
Do you guys think flight stewardesses get fucked in the bathroom? Or like that they?
Fuck yeah,
I
man.
don't think so, man. It's like your job, you know?
Yeah, that's
stupid.
I'm with you. I say no, but I've had this discussion with other people that are like, yeah, absolutely. But I don't think so.
Let me put it this way, man.
I'm sure there's some,
Yeah,
but it's like, yeah, some people get fucked in their office bathroom, but majority of people don't, and you don't want to
Do
do
you
that,
know
because
how
if you
many
get caught,
years?
fucked.
yeah, and the thing about the
Oh, yeah.
flight people is they get really good retirement benefits,
You know.
Yeah.
Like I know a lady who, she owns this clothing store, but she was also a stewardess, and she had to shut down her clothing store and finish up her like required amount of stewardess,
Yeah.
just because how good the retirement would be.
Do they keep getting flight benefits and stuff like that?
Like good, like money too. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Oh, okay.
Like you
Maybe
know,
they would do it off the.
made her fucking stop running clothing business, but she like loved it
Yeah.
just to go do that.
Shit.
Man, I've always wanted those flight benefits. I got friends who have those because their parents have been like, they would like just rock up to the airport, literally fucking log in line, book a flight, pay like $300 to fly like first class to Tokyo from like New York. My friends have done that. Because they get standby, so whatever seat's open, they get to take. And usually it's like first for business is open. Because they're fucking expensive. People don't book that shit, so they get like a couple.
It's cool.
Yeah, my friend Jake gets free tickets everywhere. Like he just like, I talked to him one time, like, oh, I just went to Baltimore, then fucking here, then to here. One of my this chick I knew from high school, hit me up on Facebook, and now she lives in Baltimore, so I just went to fucking stay in her place for a couple of days. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
Dude, we should find out a way to get fucking flight benefits. Because if you have the freedom lifestyle
Yeah.
and you have fucking flight benefits,
It's over.
it's game over.
The
Yeah.
best way is have someone in your family work for an airline.
Yeah. Because they can do the work and you can reap the rewards.
So Mary is stewardess, huh?
Yeah. That'd be cool. There's like a really short documentary online about like getting like airline miles and
Yeah,
stuff.
I remember talking to you about
Oh yeah, did you see it?
where you like go and say you go stand by and shit.
No, it's
Not
like
stand by, but like you go up there and you're like, oh, if you know if the flight's booked, I'll sit and wait.
yeah, I think that's one of the things you can do. But like it's like a short documentary. It's like 15 minutes about these guys who are very like they want the elite status, whatever. So they literally like
Oh yeah, I was thinking
they
that.
do all this shit. Like they'll go on flights just to get the points.
That one guy flew that had someone fly back.
Yeah, in Thailand, I think he was flying from like domestic flights.
The FBI showed up at his door.
They're like,
thought he was
smuggling drugs. Yeah. And then he's like, no, man, I'm just trying to get my miles basically. And at the end of it all, they're kind of like laughing it off. And one of the guys like, can you teach me how to do that?
You know George Young, the drug
Yeah.
dealer.
Yeah.
That's Blow. That's the way he would like transfer his the fur, like how he
Yeah,
got the
stewardess.
money. Yeah, exactly. His girlfriend.
Yeah, she would pack it
She
up.
would just have a fucking handbag full of weed and then
Yeah.
transfer it.
That's a fucking dope movie.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
so
it
bad.
before.
That's probably me too. It's cool.
Dope. Bro,
It's fucking.
I can't feel my face.
Oh, you know who that is? He's been on the Rogan podcast several times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just don't remember his name. He's also in like the police academy. He's the guy with the fucking funny voice. He's
Oh,
the weird.
What, isn't it? Oh, like a, I thought you meant like a black guy.
No.
It makes like the sound effects.
Like he just has a weird voice. I can't remember his name. But yeah, they have like the most pure cocaine ever.
Yeah.
Or some shit that's like, oh, I can't feel my face.
I can touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ow.
Fuck man, you remember a lot of movie quotes.
Well, Nick and I were talking about this yesterday, how I used to rewatch movies a lot. So I guess it's just.
Oh, that's it. That's what it's
And Bobbe's English is pretty fucking pro, man.
Yeah, it's like American.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's
don't know.
easier for me.
I don't know if I like that though. Like when I was younger, I would, to me, like it felt like a weakness to not have the American accent when I was like going to an American school. So I like basically tried to imitate it, which is why.
That's why I speak it, huh?
Yeah, and now it's kind of like I wish I didn't because everyone wants to be
You
unique
want
in a
to
certain way.
have that sort of like your Scandinavian
Yeah.
style. Some
So I guess when I go to the States, I'm gonna start talking like this again. It would be like,
Well,
this is home, man.
oh
But
man.
then, don't you think that makes you unique here?
Yeah, I guess it does.
So it is in a way unique. Like
Yeah.
in Scandinavia, people are like, whoa, fuck, nobody speaks English like this.
Yeah. That's true.
And it kind of says something about you, man, because you've been living in the States and shit. So it is kind of unique.
I think it is unique. To me, from my perspective, it's unique as fuck. Like a foreigner speaks as good as you, I'm like, whoa. I
Yeah.
don't know anybody like that. You know, from my perspective, that's what.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But people can't really see your beautiful fucking face right now. I'm looking at the screen.
It's all good, man.
I know. I think people usually just do the audio thing.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
I've done that. It's this podcast is one of those things you just like put it on in the background.
Yeah.
How the fuck would you watch it? We just sit there all the time and don't move.
Yeah. We just basically look. But let me remind you, I did show off some pretty sick dance moves one time.
Man, I gotta get the stitches out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I start hurt, like actual stitches.
Let me see.
See, it's like a bit red.
How much blood was coming out in that head?
It wasn't crazy, but it was like, fuck, I don't know how bad it is. And I just came home like the other day and I had like the towel was in the sink.
But you know what, man? It's most likely full of fucking, like, unless you really cleaned it every day, it's probably like a little infected.
Well, that's why I want to go to get. I could easily take the stitches out myself. But I just want to make sure.
I don't
But I
know.
think it would probably look worse if it was infected.
Yeah, but it's no, because sometimes, man, it's red and kind of like it's a little big right here. So when you squeeze it, it's like pops out a lot of shit.
Well, what happened was I had like band-aids and shit over it for the first couple of days because they cleaned it, they sewed it up, and then put band-aids on. And I had that on for like a couple of days, and I took it off, but it was kind of like already coming together.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
It's okay, probably good, man. But what I would say is when I cut myself like deep, I always like if I see oh shit I'm getting infected, I put my hand in like hot water and I don't know how to
How
say.
often do you cut yourself? Sound like a fucking pro.
Yeah, I cut myself a lot. Not on purpose though.
Right.
What do you mean, my man?
When he doesn't get his caffeine, the knife is out.
What do you call it? Get out the soap, what? You know, like the
Detergent.
You put it on the floor and you get a
Bleach
bleach.
off the floor.
Oh, not at all. It's like
I'm
something.
thinking it's like detergent, but no.
It's you can put your it will take out all the shit from your wounds and heal it. I just don't know the name of it. Yeah, it's not chemical.
I don't know, man. This shit looks fine.
Yeah, it looks fine. It was swollen and shit before, but now it's like much better.
Especially like your body fights off infections good on its own anyway.
Yeah.
If it turns red, it's good. It means that you're fighting it off. It's when it turns a weird color when you gotta fucking watch out.
Yeah, yellow is not a good color. Green is even worse.
White's pretty dead. Yeah.
White is fucking dead.
White's not that bad.
Yeah.
No, white's not that bad.
I think white, I mean, it depends what we're talking about. If you have like a white face, then probably you're not getting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but I mean,
Black is the fucking worst.
Black is probably.
yeah, that's that. But white is not good either. I don't know, man. I just know that fucking having anything like sort of fucking fluid in wounds is not good.
Have you guys had any surgeries?
Yeah.
What kind?
Like in my throat.
Shit, for what?
You know, tonsils.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have it removed?
Yeah.
I had that when I was younger too.
I got the biggest tonsils you ever seen, probably.
That's what the fucking doctor told me when I took
Oh my lord! They were big,
Yeah,
man.
they're
The
fucking.
doctor said when he took me out, they were the biggest ones he's ever seen.
Yeah.
And I was 7.
Shit. Yeah, mine are
Because
massive. I don't have any
get
problems
strep
with it.
throat. I would get strep throat like 3 times a year.
Shit.
Yeah, I would get that one time and it was fucking over. But the worst thing about it was, my breath would smell so fucking bad when that shit got
That
me.
thing didn't change, it did it, man.
Yeah,
You got stinky ass breath and stinky ass feet, man.
I do have fucking
That's
stinky
the
feet,
coffee.
man.
It's the
I mean,
fucking.
the breath,
I fucking hate it. I probably have coffee breath right now. It's the fucking worst.
but usually my breath is fucking good, man. Usually.
Yeah, that's what you think, Doug.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not
That's
gonna.
why these bitches run away from you.
I'm not gonna
Freddie
fucking.
goes to kiss him and they go,
Oh,
that's
my
toxic.
But man, what I would do when I was younger, my breath was so bad. I didn't hit my brother for 2 years because I would just hold him down and breathe on him.
But when you had bad breath because of your tonsils, and
Yeah.
then you had it removed, then it was better.
Yeah, way better.
Why? Because you get like, I guess,
They would-
bacteria stuff.
Yeah, and it was
tonsils.
like, yeah, so inside of them, I think. So man, it was so bad. I would hold down my brother, breathe on him, and he would start crying. Like,
Fucking dragon.
like it was
Dragon
so
breath.
fucking bad, man.
What did you have the same surgery? You had your tonsils.
Yeah, when I was like 7.
So I lost my. Did you lose your virginity?
The 7.
Anal
I don't
wise?
have to do that, man.
Wait, what?
Cause I couldn't.
I don't know, man. You're always talking about these fucking painkillers and shit. I didn't get dick.
Yeah.
I didn't get nothing, man. I didn't take no painkillers. They just sent me home and said drink juice and fucking eat ice cream.
That's interesting though, because usually it's like opposite. Like in the U.S., they're very,
Yeah, that's
they're quite frugal with painkillers in Scandinavia.
I really don't fuck with that shit.
In the States, it's like fucking. I told you I got fucking Percocet for removing like a foot wart. It didn't even hurt.
The other surgery I had some shit, but they're way more bigger, you know? It's like stomach surgery. And that shit
when I did that shit.
fucking hurts so, I never anything hurt so bad in my life, man. I remember waking up, I don't really remember too much, but my mom told me that she never seen me like that. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy, because they were seriously, you never have a pain like when someone changes the inside of you.
Yeah.
That was fucking ridiculous, man. Your whole body just, I can't explain it, man. It literally felt like someone had some tools and just was inside of me and twisting. You know, like,
But you mean when you woke up after the surgery?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, man, I couldn't even barely even walk.
They must have given you morphine and shit.
Yeah, for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And after that, like, it's kind of like Vicodin or something.
Yeah.
For like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird, man. Cause I don't think that after the surgery, I don't really remember the pain. So it couldn't have been that bad.
Because you
I
were
s-
taking a painkiller.
Yeah, but I still took it, like, cause they told me. I just
Yeah,
went.
that's why I remember when I
It
did
it
it just hurts a lot to drink.
Yeah, but I remember like the reason I did the surgery because I got those what is this fucking disease called when you can't swallow anything? It just hurts like
Mono?
streptococcus.
Stretch over. That's what I said. I would get it like 3 times a year.
Yeah, and that shit is fucking painful.
I don't really remember getting it, man. I was young though. But I remember after I had that surgery, the thing was fucking, when I woke up too, I thought I was dead, man. I was up like, oh, am I in heaven? I thought I was fucking dead for sure, man. And I don't know, at the time, because I was so young, I thought these people were being so mean because they told me that they had like this cup of apple juice, right, this big, and they said I couldn't leave hospital until I drank it because they need to make sure that like I can still put in fluids and stuff. And even I couldn't even swallow my spit. The pain was because what they do is they cut it out, but they don't burn. They don't stitch it. Yeah, they get like fucking burn, and so your throat's like cauterized, like they welt it together, so you can't, swallow or anything. So I'm sitting there trying to drink this. I couldn't fucking do it, man. I'm like, no, hell no, just get me out of here. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna drink. And they kept saying, you can't leave till I drink it. And I remember that scene so clearly, even like 15 years later, of like how I felt like, are these people evil? Like, do they know how bad this hurts? And then after that, like, I stayed home for like 5 days and it was fine. But I just remember that right after that, I'm like, you just burned my fucking throat with a giant flame, and now you're telling me to swallow? And I can't leave until I do it?
Yeah.
I don't like hospitals at all.
Fuck no, man. I don't like being there at all. I fucking avoid that shit.
My grandpa, man, he lived to be 97, never fucking went to the doctor ever. Shit.
Yeah.
Like a fucking soldier, man. Never went to the dentist. He thought they fucking were all out to get you in place. And it's true, man, because I remember one time, he really said, when he lived in New York, he said that he went to the doctor. It's like some kid, he was like with this fucking Italian accent. This young man walks in, 16 years old, perfectly healthy. I'm sitting there waiting. He comes in, he talks to the guy, goes in there, perfectly healthy, strong young man. He goes in there, I go and I say, what happened to the young man? Oh, he died. He died? What do you mean? He was just walking around outside. Ever since then, I never liked the doctor.
Why did he fucking die?
Well, obviously, it must have been something.
I don't know.
I doubt they just brought in healthy
But
kids.
Scalp him, man! That's just about how my grandpa talked to him, man. He's not a detailed guy, man. But there's something to that, man.
You just killed that motherfucker.
There's something to it, man.
They fucking recorded a soft porno in there.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go!
Fuck. That time of the day.
Once you start going to the doctor, and then they tell you, like, except you take this, and you take this to stop that.
Yeah,
And
fuck
then you
those
start
pills,
thinking you have something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You see all these other sick people, and like, it's not, that ain't that good. You really only need to go when you get sick.
Yeah.
But man, I remember the time in Valencia. That shit really fucking hurt.
I
So,
wasn't in Valencia,
no. Venice.
Yeah, man, if you get sick, you gotta go. Like, I have an infection, or if you get sick like that, then you gotta go because you're gonna take whatever it is. But anyway, man, shout out to my fucking
Positive energy.
Shout out to my grandpa, the motherfucker. Lived to be 97, man.
I want to hit 100.
And
I want
you
to
know why,
my
man?
birthday.
Because he fucking had my grandma cooking every single fucking meal, and she's the best cook I know. I guarantee you. He never went to the doctor, man. I guarantee that's the one member. And everyone else, his brothers and sisters, didn't even live past 90.
Even that's 90 is pretty fucking old, man.
Well, I'm saying, man, it wasn't the genetics, man. He would just eat fucking good food for like at least the last 30 years of his life.
You know what's cool is
And he would drink a fuckload of coffee, man. Like the espresso ones, but like 6 a day.
I saw this documentary when I was like 21 or something. It was about like certain places in the world where people live longer than others.
Yeah.
Okinawa was one of them. Southern
Yeah.
Japan.
Japan's the most.
Yeah, but particularly Okinawa, and there's a village in Italy as well.
Yeah.
And there was some other place And like, I remember actually that fucking documentary like changed my life because there was a 94-year-old heart surgeon who was still practicing. He was fucking doing open heart surgery at 94. And I remember thinking, if I'm doing whatever I'm gonna work with when I'm 94, it better be something that I fucking enjoy. That actually really like changed my life.
But here's what in Japan, what I understand a lot more because the diet's so fucking healthy.
Yeah.
The Italian ones, they don't.
Yeah, they fucking pig out, man. They
It's like pasta.
Yeah.
But it's not that healthy. But
Right.
it's something to the lifestyle.
I think so. Yeah.
Stress. They relax and they don't eat a lot.
And you know what else, man?
Vegetables and fruits.
You know what else? They have really good social circles, like relationships. They have a good
Just like a healthy
community.
lifestyle in terms of like the whole.
So yeah, like I remember Timothy Ferris talking about this shit, and he took into account the community, like the people you have around me, around you, like like family would be like good, but I would say probably something like SSM is even better.
Like have that community of.
Yeah, have a good community, because. And another thing about fucking guys in, like you were talking about the old surgeon, most of the people there keep their jobs, like they don't retire.
Yeah, that's the thing, like I don't want to retire.
Fuck no, man. Like I could see it if your job sucks.
Yeah, but that means like you were doing a job that you didn't like it.
You shouldn't be doing that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm fucking lucky, man, because I started the electrician stuff, and like, even though I'm gonna keep doing it, like when I get back, I still fucking know that shit ain't for me.
Yeah.
And like when you already like not screwed up, but you already did a job at a young age, like a real job, you go to work every day and shit, and you're aware that you don't like it. And another important, like really fucking important thing is you're aware that you actually have the opportunities to do other shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to do shit you don't like. I think a lot of the guys at work and normal jobs, they don't change it up because they simply don't think they have the opportunity to do it.
Or I think they know about the opportunity, but I don't think they believe in themselves. I don't think they can pull it off.
Exactly.
I've got a friend like that, man. Like we've been on the same page, kind of like since university, where I felt like I didn't have it. I didn't know what it was, and I felt like I didn't have it. At a certain point, I found the toolbox. Like, okay, I found the toolbox. Now I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of like pushing. He's got like a banking job, and he just sits there like all day. And like he doesn't complain about it that much, but I know he could get a lot more out of life, you know. And I'm kind of like pushing it on him, like, dude, join SSM, do this, do that. He's just like, no, man, I can't do it. Like I couldn't do that. I'm like, you could, but he has that belief, like, and I'm like, fuck.
That's why most, probably not all, but most successful people talk about beliefs, because that's the fucking start of it all. You know?
Yeah, but like, what is the difference?
That's what I was saying earlier. Remember, we have like a good foundation right now.
Yeah.
5, 10 years from now.
Yeah. But like, what's the difference? Why do some people think that they can't do it, and others are like, yeah, I can do that. I can do fucking anything. Like, what? Do you think that's a genetic thing that you are born with, or do you think
Probably.
experience?
Whole lifetime experience.
Probably.
But there's probably a lot of shit we say that too, that someone else is like, look at these fucking idiots, man, they won't even do this because X, Y, Z. Everyone has beliefs.
Yeah.
About things. And, you know, some people you just have a different perspective and can point it out, whereas you can't ever really point it out for yourself. Yeah. That's why I like people who are really honest. Like my mom's always like that. I'm probably like that more than most people, where I'll just say things how I fucking think, how I see it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll tell them, I got something going on, and I'll tell my mom, oh, fuck it, this and this. And she's like, well, what about this? And what about that? You know, she'll be like, you know, kind of pointing out what I'm fucking doing, like a little reality check. And I'm like, oh, yeah, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like, it's good to have someone like that, because you'll never, ever figure it out on your own.
But you have a pretty fucking good view on how shit is.
Yeah, no.
Like you look at things and you see
pretty
See
realistic.
the way it is. Yeah, realistic. I don't do that like not as much. But yeah, I don't know, man. People learn at different times. Like some people are further ahead. Some people are, yeah. All depends, man. But as long as you fucking learn,
Man, that's what I think. I just grew up kind of fast, man. Like if I look at all my other friends and people I know in like school and stuff,
yeah,
it's like
absolutely, man.
it's
Because
kind of different, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm fucking. It's no different, man. Like you said, it's just a different time in your life.
yeah, absolutely.
It's something else.
But there's like, I feel this. Say I'm half a retard, but there's certain things I know and understand that like other people, like when I talk to like grown-ups, they would tell me like, oh, that's fucking weird. You believe those kind of things, and like they can tell on some subjects I'm like I have a deep understanding compared to other people
You mean
my
like
age.
understanding.
I go deep. Yeah. But that would be like things on the right side of the brain, you know?
Yeah.
Some things.
But you know what's cool? It's like we love this shit, like about learning and like success and all this shit.
Yeah.
Some people are not interested in it at all, and that just like boggles my mind.
Yeah!
So what I've been thinking about is like when I have kids, I'm gonna fucking train them to become a fucking superhuman. You know, just by installing the right beliefs from the beginning.
Yeah.
I even thought of this shit, man. When I have a kid, I want to kind of like, I had this thing where I'm like, I'm gonna tell him or her that he or she is from another planet, that he's different from everybody else in the sense that you have this ability to do shit that people on this planet can't do. But if you tell anyone about it, you're gonna lose that ability. You see, like this is
Superman.
fucked up. This is fucked up. But do you see what that could do to somebody? If they believe that they're not better than other people, but they can perform better than other people, but they can't tell anyone about it. The idea being you have to be humble about it. You can't like.
Oh yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
I think I'm a fucking genius for coming up with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking fucked up.
Yeah, it's a
But at
little
the same
fucked
time,
up.
I don't know how good it is putting that expectations on kids, man. Because I've seen, I remember growing up and a lot of it with like sports and stuff.
Yeah.
Like sports.
Oh, yeah.
Parents.
Yeah.
Just like, my kid's a fucking god.
Yeah.
The best player. And, the kid would just be sitting there and the parent having practice 3 fucking hours a day.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
That's a bad strategy.
Well, I don't know the exact details of it.
But I know, I mean, we've all seen those.
Yeah,
Like, I
But I
know
just
specific
don't know.
examples.
Like, I think you gotta also let the kid become who they're meant to be.
Yeah. What I'm saying is like if you install the belief of where they're like, oh, I can do better than everyone else,
Yeah.
without like bragging about that, and then you let them figure out what it is they want to be good at. Because I mean, if you have somebody else figure out what they want to do,
Yeah.
as opposed to telling them, it's always going to be
I
like,
think-
Okay, you
I
can
think
do
it's a
anything
good
you
thing.
want to do if you put your mind to it, type thing.
Exactly.
That's a good mindset. And yeah, as long as you, like you're saying, if you kind of keep the ego out of it, like they don't think they're fucking better than everyone.
Yeah.
Because if they do believe that, which
Then
a
they'll just be a
lot of
fucking
kids
dickhead.
fucking do,
Yeah.
they're the most spoiled motherfuckers around, man. They hate their parents. They're fucking better than everybody.
Yeah.
I'm the shit.
Like my favorite fucking people are the people that, they have everything, whatever, but you can't tell. Like, you could have a conversation with them and you wouldn't even know that they are just, they come from wealth or whatever.
Yeah.
When they're just so down to earth, or,
Yeah.
for example, I got this one friend, he's pretty good looking. He was like an Abercrombie and Fitch model, like one of the guys that's on like the big posters and shit.
Oh, shit.
And he could easily just make fucking bank. He was like flying all over the world taking photos or whatever. He could easily do that. Instead, this guy is like fucking flying all over the world, volunteering, helping out at like this, what was that, hurricane in New York? Sandy.
Yeah.
He was there. He was in like Oklahoma. He was in Tokyo for the tsunami. He was like,
Shout out.
just like helping people instead of doing this fucking modeling. He was fucking dating this universe Japan. Like, this guy's he's a hero.
Yeah.
In my eyes, he's a fucking hero. And he's one of those people that you can't dislike him. It's just so fucking cool. I admire that a lot.
Yeah. And I guess
At
like
a certain point, man, how it says, I think that time like 25 or 26, you know, you can only do so much for yourself.
yeah.
You know, then the biggest joy in life is about helping other people.
Yeah, that's where I'm still fucking selfish as a motherfucker, but I'm totally ready at some point to be like, alright, you got your shit kinda.
But I absolutely
But
believe
that's a big
first you gotta
lesson
get
to
your
learn,
shit
man.
straight.
Yeah, first you help yourself and then you move on to
You get like to the point where you either have money or you have some sort of like stability
yeah.
and balance. So basically, you fucking help yourself first before you help anybody else. Cause
But you can still do it along the way. It's just like you don't have to
Yeah.
dedicate your whole life to it until.
I'd say, you know, you don't have to only help yourself till I get
not
there.
only,
Because of that, I know how that works too, man. It's like when you're in that mindset, then you never get there.
It's a spiral, yeah.
You never get there. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
now I don't have enough money for my Corvette. I gotta make sure I take care of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But for example, I was in this like we had like a Big Brother program kind of thing here in Sweden.
yeah,
I wanted to do that, but they told me because I was gonna be traveling and shit that that's not good.
It's not.
To have like,
Yeah.
where you leave, you know.
Yeah, because the thing I did, it's a year. You meet somebody who's between 13 and 17. You hang out like however much you want, but they advise you to do like 2 or twice a month or once a month. So I'd see this kid. He's like 16. He turned 17 today actually, and he's a fucking cool kid. Like he never met his dad, so he didn't have that, but he wasn't like a troubled kid or anything. He was just like a normal kid. He used to live in the States. He moved back. He was just like fucking bored out of his mind. So he signed up to this program. I have fucking more in common with this kid than I do with my closest friends. We figured that out on like the first day. We listened to the same exact music, blah, blah. So we'd go hang out, and obviously I have a lot more experience than him, and he's very like ambitious, but he's still got this kind of like inferiority complex because he's a foreigner. So, dude, you know how good it felt to fucking just have a chat with this kid and kind of like install some of those good beliefs that felt so fucking good.
That's the other thing about it. It's like if you never had that experience of like, you know, that
Of giving?
you get
The goosebumps,
it's not like just giving something of like when you know you changed somebody's life.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a lasting feeling. It's not just you feel good for a day. You don't feel good for 2
Yeah.
days. You know, it's like a lasting.
Yeah, man.
joy.
You just reminded me.
It's unshakable. Nothing's gonna change.
Yeah.
You know what you did, and it doesn't matter what the fuck else happens.
Yeah.
It's something you gotta experience.
Yeah. I remember one time when I met this kid, we were just going for a walk and we were having a chat, and he was kind of like, he's one of those kids who's like, he probably is pretty good in school, but he wants to be one of the cool kids, so he like would come late to class on purpose just to be like, because that's what a cool kid does kind of thing. And I kind of like try to install this belief in him that however you are, like whatever person you are, if you just fucking own whatever you are, if you own that you're a nerd or like whatever, people are gonna admire that and look up to you eventually.
yeah.
And I gave him some examples or whatever because he was talking about this nerd at school that girls loved or whatever. And I told him it's probably, is he like this? Does he own his shit kind of thing? He was like, it's so fucking true. And I saw how he had this epiphany of like, shit, I should be myself to the fullest kind of thing.
Damn.
Man, I had goosebumps just leaving there, and I like, when you said that, the feeling kind of came back, and I was like,
Yeah, man, it lasts forever.
it's such a good feeling. So, give back, people.
Yeah.
I haven't given back in a while.
No.
But it's something you gotta experience, man. 'Cause it's not like fucking going to these Kansas suit, you know. It's not like
No, it's different. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how to explain it, man. And once you do, you just know. It's like the meditation shit.
Absolutely, man.
Once you do it, it's like there's no questioning.
It's
You know, once you get that feeling, it's like, oh yeah, there's no denying. Like this is what this is.
This is
You
it.
know what, man? It didn't take, like, I've never been religious at all, and I'm not religious now. But it took me, like, at the plane to Stockholm, I didn't make a decision, I just knew there's something else, man.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it
It's
wasn't
like
like,
it's not even questionable.
it wasn't something I read, it wasn't something I fucking heard about, it was something I lived.
You have to experience it for yourself. I
Yeah.
say that about everything.
You could look in
You
my
could tell someone a million things, but it's not until they experience it themselves that it really becomes their truth for them. It's never your truth unless you experience it yourself.
You know what? You saw me writing this little fucking diary earlier. One of the things I fucking scribbled down was experiencing shit firsthand, like by yourself. Because I think, like, you've been talking about that shit, and you've been, like, you're a good example of that. Somebody who fucking experiences stuff by himself. I number one think you learn a fuckload of, like, doing that. Number two, you're gonna have a way more interesting life and become a more interesting person. So what I wrote down is fucking do experience more shit by yourself instead of like just like if you hear people talk about something, oh yeah, that sounds about right, and you just copy their beliefs, but without it even fucking experiencing. So that shit is something I'm gonna be doing a lot more. Experiencing your own kind of thing.
That's when people are like, they'll be like, oh, did you see Wolverine? It sucked. Did you see it? No, I heard. It's like, okay, you haven't even seen the fucking thing, you're telling me it sucked.
Yeah, that would be a small example. But I would like something that comes to mind is, you know how you fucking heard them talk about the traveling and shit? Like, fuck, this is cool, because I've been traveling some. Like the thing that got me onto the fucking SSM thing was him explaining freedom lifestyle, like, and he's very good at it, you know.
Are you talking about the audiobook? Or
I'm talking about.
He sent out like, was it a video?
Not necessarily one thing, man. Like,
okay, just
the intro videos to signing up for the program.
Yeah.
And like, as you were saying, one of the reasons why you did so well with business is because you had that fucking dream. You knew exactly what you wanted. Yeah. And now it's kind of the same thing with me with the traveling, because I've been traveling for like 3 weeks and stuff, maybe a little longer. But now, yeah, but before, like, now I know how it is to do it, like, kind of on my own. And I see different shit and live the fucking freedom lifestyle.
You should really do it on your own too, man. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
Traveling.
Yeah, you learn way more about yourself also, and it's like, it's just, I think it's, when I did it, the reason I went all alone was because I really felt like it was like a lot of cultures have a coming of age thing.
Yeah.
That was it for me, just to spend 6 months, everything I have to do on my own. I saved up the money, but for 6 months, how I eat, how I live, how I get around, how I meet people, how I meet friends, every single part of my life is going to be done on my own.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, I think I just turned 20. Or yeah, I just turned 20 like a day before I left or whatever. And I went out there and like the first week I was just like, what the fuck did I do, man? I always had my friends back home. I always knew where to go. I spoke the language. I knew how to get the food and all this shit. But yeah, that really just makes you grow up the fastest.
Yeah. You really push yourself too when you're alone, because you don't want to just sit on your ass when you're traveling.
Yeah.
You want to be doing shit, meeting people.
You have to. You have no other choice. It's totally different than traveling with a friend, because you're always comfortable with the friend.
You are, yeah.
Like you're always comfortable. When it's alone is when you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I noticed in like when Mick and I travel, how we were very comfortable, but we kind of like push ourselves a lot more on each trip. And even though it's only been 2, like there was a massive difference in how we handled the first trip and the second trip. How we would kind of like, all right, go up to those people and talk to them, and like in the beginning, like the first trip, we didn't really talk to any strangers that much.
So
and then this trip was just
where was your first trip?
The first trip was Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos.
Yeah. And then the second?
Italy, Hungary, Poland, Sweden.
Oh yeah, I don't think I saw the video for Vietnam. Is there one?
Yeah, it's not that good though.
Yeah, okay. Well, the fucking second one was good though.
Yeah,
that was cool.
The third one's gonna be the best.
Yeah.
Every year it's gonna be better than the last.
The fucking last one's probably gonna be one of the best. Like,
Some of the challenges on there were really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite was definitely like driving the fucking Lamborghini.
That was badass. I got the
But it's like they're doing something wrong, like you said, when you went to, first went to university,
Yeah.
and you realize, like, what? I don't have the same social
Yeah,
skills.
you gotta do shit on my own.
It's
Like,
so
make it happen.
Yeah, it really makes you grow up, You realize, like,
But you know what though?
you can't rely on anybody else
Yeah.
for yourself.
But here's the thing though, a lot of people will settle at that and be unhappy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Most people-
you got a decision to make.
Exactly, you do.
Yeah.
And I didn't make that decision for like a long time, like probably all of college, and then so like 5 years it took me to be like, all right, you gotta step up.
Right. I mean, it's not that bad. You probably learned a lot of other cool shit along the way,
Yeah, and you also learn what you don't want, which is a huge thing, I think. You don't want to be fucking showed.
The one thing I noticed about people that I really never understood is like they have so little variety in their life of what they like to do. Like the thing about me I noticed is like if you come down and start talking about something, like it could be anything, I usually almost always have experience with it or knowledge on it. Like I hardly ever have people like talk to me about stuff and I'm not like, oh yeah, I heard about this and this. There's so many people I talk to where it's just like, well, what's that? What do you do all day? Like you don't know about anything. Like you don't know how to do this, how to do that, and they have no like diversity to their life at all. And I think that's one of the biggest disrespects to being alive. You're alive and you're given the opportunity to do experience all this different stuff, and you just choose not to just because you're fucking lazy. It's like scared. It's like a disrespect to life. You're given. It's like someone being given all this stuff and they don't even use it or embrace it.
fucking funny thing about that, man. When I was meditating earlier, like tonight, I guess I closed my eyes for about 30 minutes. When I looked I opened them again, fucking take a look at my entire body and look at my feet, my hands, my arms, and you just I just thought about I basically have a body which can go anywhere I want, I control it, and it's only fucking me who's stopping me from doing certain shit. You have you can do whatever you fucking want. That kind of probably didn't sound too, most people probably won't understand that, but, it's like a freeing feeling.
Yeah.
When you're aware that you,
Well, it's so easy to take for granted what we have.
Yeah.
Having fucking 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah, so, keep it simple. Basically, what you do have is something to move around with and do sort of activities. You can go into certain, you've been talking about this thing, you can go into certain things and it will, open and expand your fucking, not even mind, but, you'll see different things and experiencing different things, try shit. And, the world will open up.
That's what I like. Do you guys remember that in Avatar? How he's he doesn't have any legs, and then they open this fucking new world where we can run again.
Yeah.
I remember when we started running, that was such a freeing feeling that they really
They captured it in the movie.
They captured that feeling really well. Imagine not having fucking legs, and then again getting the opportunity to fucking run. You fucking pay millions to do that if you don't have legs.
And a couple of times I fucked up my leg. I remember this one time I couldn't walk for probably 2 weeks. Or I could walk, but I would have real fucking trouble walking. And the week, the first week when I could use my leg again 100%, I was so fucking thankful.
Yeah.
Just doing anything, just walking, just running, doing sports, or whatever you fucking do, man.
I used to have that on my morning routine to be thankful for something, appreciate. I actually don't have that anymore. I need to put that back on because that's fucking good
Yeah, we can do it every night. Like, the thing I want to do with my fucking journal is just write down what I did, what I ate, what I learned, and what I enjoyed. Or something like that.
With the journals, I like to just write down the experiences and just that's it. Because I know what I thought about them at the time, but it's like you have those experiences and then maybe a little bit else, but then when you look back on them, then you can realize how you felt different about it.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh yeah, I met some chick and banged her in the bathroom in the club. I guarantee you 10 years from now you'll be like, man, I was a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like that was dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know, like you see, you can kind of type of stuff, but it's also cool to write what you're thinking, because then you can look back and see how
Yeah.
thinking evolved as well.
I like to write down questions that I have at the time, like, it could be anything. Like, did I get that girl or whatever? Like, if there's something that you're trying to achieve and you write it down, that you ask the question in the journal, then you're gonna have the answer to that. Like, I don't know, weeks or months or years later. It's cool to like look back at it and be like, oh yeah,
And
I know
also,
the answer to that now.
yeah, with the questions, you kind of see where your mind is at.
Exactly. I do like that. I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about being alone?
I used to have a big problem with it. Not a big problem. I used to not enjoy it. Now I love it.
Me too.
But I also love company.
Yeah.
Because I have spent a lot of time alone, just like kind of like moving around, and just logistically, you just end up alone a lot.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, you just have to be like, well, fuck it. You better fucking start liking it. If you're gonna spend all this time alone, you know, don't resist it. Just fucking start to enjoy it. And that was like a couple of years ago, but since then, I fucking love it. You know, before that, I just kind of like felt like a loser.
Yeah, there's like a balance thing there. If you're too much alone, it's not a good thing, but it's good. Like my aunt, I love her, man, but she can never be alone. Never. Like
She just doesn't like it, or
she can't do it. Like she can't do it. She's always like okay, so she has her family there, and that's normal. But aside from them, either my other aunt is there, one of her friends, my grandmother. Like she's never alone.
but you like that too, right? You should either.
Yeah, I feel like my inner life is fucking. I always, in my head, I always quoted from this book that I read called Pimp. I just say my inner life, my fucking solo life, inner life is full of fucking cunning and scheming, but that's not really what it means. It just means like, I don't know, man, it's fucking like gold, you know, like I'm just walking around alone and stuff. I always feel so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't even explain it, man.
I just feel like peaceful. I think. Is your like are you kind of like an energy full of energy?
It's like everything, man.
I just feel like it's my
It's
best
like,
thing.
to me, it's like, so, like I was thinking about this recently, and I put in perspective in a fucking good way to myself, man. And I don't know if this will make sense, but I always feel like when I'm with people, it's almost like as if I'm walking around, you know, not in a bad way, but in a way of like limiting my decision space and decisions I can make. It's as if I have like, you know, kind of bags of weight with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those kind of like pull on decisions you can make. Like if you want to go do this, oh, I also have this person to consider.
Okay.
And this and that. And when I'm with myself, it's more like I'm a fucking bird.
Okay.
And I'm just light, and I can go and do anything I want, say anything I want, talk to anything.
I think I know what you mean. And for me, it's kind of like when I'm say with you guys, I won't spend as much time say like reflecting on where am I at, what's my next move kind of thing. Because I don't know, you just end up doing other shit. But
Yeah.
I think reflecting on where you are and where you want to be is like key to ending up where you want. And I think a lot of people don't spend enough time alone to do that. They need company, so they always have it, and because of that, they don't stop and think.
Yeah, you know what, man? You could do like maybe the problem is that you're with too many people, but another thing it could be is that you don't sit down by yourself and you don't need to fucking meditate, just think.
Yeah.
without any fucking distractions. Like what I like to do before I go to sleep, basically back at home, pretty much fucking everywhere now. Like if I'm not too stressed out or I'm fucking chill, I will lay in bed and fucking think about just fucking think.
Yeah.
Not about problems, not about shit, but just where am I at? Am I fucking happy?
Yeah.
And just think about shit. Like I think that's really fucking important.
Yeah, I don't really think about stuff as much, just more I enjoy stuff a lot.
That's a good thing.
Like I enjoy walking, I enjoy like smelling the air, I enjoy like rubbing my hair. When I'm with people, I more think about like the people and stuff, you know?
Okay.
When I'm with myself,
I think that's just a result of you like getting into meditation.
no, I've been like that since I was a
Have you?
kid, yeah.
I mean, that's my that's
Yeah,
how I
I'm
define
pretty
presence.
sure that's
Like,
brought it back to
Yeah.
my childhood stuff.
because what I love to do is every once in a while, like quite often, I guess every like 2 months, I'll get this massive urge to just kind of like reevaluate where am I at, what pieces of my life do I need to work on, where do I want to be in those pieces, and what do I need to do to get there. I have to do that like every 2-3 months. So I'm always
You
thinking
want to
about
like
that shit.
sort of clean up your mind.
Yeah, it's more like just kind of like making an action plan for getting from A to B.
Yeah, to be
It's not like I'm thinking about it all the time, but I definitely need to be more present as well, like not thinking. Sounds like you're much more about just kind of present,
yeah, you're
not so much like planning the future. I'm very future centered,
yeah,
which is a great thing.
could be now.
Oh, I mean, you want balance, obviously, and I don't have enough now. I think, you know.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it.
I think
Just like, I'm explaining that.
but I think it's a
Like,
good
it's like
thing that you.
meditation, man. Once you experience it,
You
I can't explain it, man.
But I mean, like with the thinking is good, but if you walk around with your fucking problems, like, oh, I shouldn't be here, this sucks,
Yeah.
and etc. Like you always fucking like you want to be somewhere else. You want to like last week was fucking awesome, this and that. You want to enjoy the things you do always, but at the same time you want to think about the future.
Yeah.
I think another thing too is I also, like, I really like my sense of humor, and I always, like, make jokes in my head, like, walking around seeing, like, I went to that comic book today, and I was, you know, listening to people talk, and then in my head it was like,
magic.
yeah, I have a really good imagination, man, also. So it's like just imagining what these guys do at home, and
Yeah.
how they talk with their friends, and it's just, I don't know, man, it's really entertaining, man.
Yeah, but it's good to have some time by yourself. Like, yeah, absolutely.
I just think I naturally, like, I remember this one girl saying this to me that I see, and I for some reason, I fucking didn't like what she said.
Yeah.
Because, like, she was explaining the definition of extroverted versus introverted.
Yeah.
And one of my other friends said the same, but she said that what it means to own the real definition is if you're introverted, it means you get, like, you feel more energetic, you gain, like, energy from when you're alone. And extroverted means you gain energy from
I've
when
heard that.
you're with people. And the thing is, she was, like, kind of shy and stuff, but she said she was extroverted.
Right.
And at the time, it just didn't fucking make sense to me, and I still don't think that's the right definition. But I think that is true. There is something separate about that, where like some people get energy when they're alone, and some people, you know, are more get not energy at the moment, but energy like built up, like to recharge, right? And I think that's true. And I think I get it when I'm alone. But I still don't think that's the fucking definition of introverted and extroverted.
Yeah, I
When you
say
say extroverted, you think like, oh, an outgoing person who talks a lot.
Exactly. Like I would never say that you're an introvert. I would never say that I'm an introvert. And like we're both saying, like we love to be alone, and that is kind of like how I do recharge. But am I introverted?
No,
I'm
like
fucking
introverts
new
are
strangers
something like
talking from the
a
mouth.
weird thing.
I think it's a separate thing, you know, than introvert.
Yeah, it's like there should be another word for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah. it doesn't make sense to me that you recharge when you're with people. I think that
Me neither. That's when I'm, I don't know.
it's more like expending your energy.
Yeah. Or just coasting along, I feel like. I mean, when I'm alone is when I'm like reevaluating, like looking at life and shit.
I always enjoy being around people because I think it makes me kind of more present. You know, when you talk to people, I don't think when I talk. Most of the time, like when I shut up, I think. But I mean, yeah, I never go. Like I don't know, man. It's like I have, yeah, the same thing you were just saying. You gotta fucking be alone to fill your batteries.
The thing is, being alone doesn't mean you don't talk to people. It's just like I can go talk to someone for 5 minutes and then go back to being alone.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean hanging out.
Being alone to me is like total freedom. If I really want to put it in words. Being alone to me is total freedom where you can do whatever you want anytime you want. Just because the only person that affects is you. You know, you don't have to take into consideration other people you're with and what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I got that from traveling alone for a while, but that's how I feel about it. It's like, and then if I really want to be social, I can go to a bar, fucking meet people, and I can leave when I want, talk to them how long I want, decide if I want to stay with, decide if I want to stay at that bar, decide if I want to go across the street to a cafe. And it's all my decision, 100%.
True.
It's not like someone I'm with wants to stay or any of that shit. It's like, to me, it's like true freedom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In all the decisions you make.
But again, you want that balance, right? Like, I feel like hanging out with people like, like you guys and the other SSM guys over here, Luke, Alex, Jacob, just fucking makes you want to get to the next level.
Yeah, people can
Just like surrounding
inspire.
yourself with fucking.
And that's
There's a lot of ways to do that too, besides just people, also like, for me, by far the biggest inspiration in my life has been books I've read.
I get much more out of like hanging out with people that want the same things as me.
Yeah.
But absolutely, like the book is definitely good for inspiration as well, but for me it's on a different level.
Fuck guys, we've been going real deep today.
Yeah. Went from porn stars to meditation.
Just
Sex
live,
tapes.
man. Fuck.
Yeah,
My asshole's been on fire
for
today.
books, definitely. Like for what I really want to do, like the stuff that's most important to me, it just makes you realize what's possible.
For me, I think movies or more like documentaries, I guess. Like I was saying, Man on Wire changed my life, fucking Buried Life. The documentary about the people that live longer.
Yeah.
Those three things have been like huge things in my life. Where it's kind of like I've been at it's not even a crossroads, but it's like you've seen a path and you're like, oh shit, that's
like what we're saying.
epiphany kind of thing.
You kind of, even though you don't say it, you believe that's not possible, and then when you see something like that, you start to believe. Like,
then you're like, I guess, then you ask the question like, maybe is it possible?
Yeah.
And you go, fuck yeah.
And that's the start,
Exactly.
And I think that like the having the people around you is really good, more for like the support side.
Yeah.
Like where you can keep going and keep going, like the real like dream big type stuff. I don't get
ideas.
People, I get more
the planting the seeds of shit.
Yeah.
That's true, man. That's a good point.
The people like keeps you going.
Yeah, they're more the momentum.
Keeps you innovative as you go along.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you might pick up inspiration from like wherever, but the people you hang around, like your friends, you say like, when I hang out with you, I definitely, like just the fucking thing, you remember when we did the video vlogs, how I would start doing my shit with my hand and expressing stuff different sort of ways. I never fucking did that before I saw you doing it. And it's like we were talking about it earlier. I don't remember when, but like how you sort of copy a lot of small stuff. Now, like on the outside with the hands, that's one example, but another one is mindsets and ways to think about shit
Yeah.
and those sort of things. Like, so yeah, basically you see losers, they go in packs.
Yeah.
So does
And
winners.
so the winners, yeah.
Yeah. So like you will see fucking 10, 15 guys in school all doing drugs, drinking, and they do the same sort of shit. Now that's like bad inspiration, man. And yeah, but the same thing can go with positive shit. So if you hang around cool people, you know what I'm saying.
And what do you guys think on self-acceptance or self-improvement?
You mean like, is that the kind of that paradox of just like accepting the moment for what it is versus
So, like,
planning for the
self-acceptance.
yeah, but it's a similar thing, right? Like when I first, I guess, heard about meditation and just being like accepting the moment and like not trying to change things, but still wanting to make it better tomorrow. They clash, right?
Yeah,
And is that similar in the sense that, are you saying self-acceptance is like being happy with who you are? And you know, what was the other one?
Yeah, or for self-improvement.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right? Like there's being happy with what's there, but at the same time wanting to be better tomorrow.
But I mean, as separate things.
yeah, you can.
Like, is it better to just fucking accept where you're at and just be happy with it and not give a fuck about getting anything better because you know it's not going to really make you happier?
Yeah.
Or do you want to have self-improvement side where you get your happiness from improving yourself?
Yeah, again, it's the same thing. I think a balance is like you want to fucking be happy with where you're at, but you also want to be better off tomorrow.
Yeah, of course you want both, but which one do you think is more important?
Well, I'd say acceptance.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I think that's a big problem with Western culture is it's like acceptance is really like almost looked down upon, you know?
I think people aren't even aware of it.
Yeah. I think like, you know, even you could tell, even people who are aware of it like us, we still come across and probably think about so much more about improvement that's probably even healthy.
Yeah.
You know, you should be spending more of your time just like, you know, just being alive should be enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like you said, just having arms and legs should be enough.
Yeah.
You know, and then we're worried about like, man, I can't fuck 4 chicks in a month. Like, and that's a worry.
Yeah.
That's a worry. A worry. Are
Oh,
you
yeah.
fucking kidding me? That's a worry.
Yeah.
Like that's something to worry. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It just gets like it gets ridiculous. Like we were saying earlier, like yeah, well you gotta take care of yourself first, but then you get caught up into that.
Yeah.
Or how much of yourself do you really need to take care of?
Yeah.
You need to fucking. Well, now I gotta take care of my Ferrari. Now I gotta make sure I fuck the 18 different girls in my stable 2 times a day, so I can't help out the fucking orphans now because I gotta make sure I fuck 18 chicks a week and pay for my corp. You know, it's like, at what point does it stop? When you really ask yourself, you're already fucking there. You know, just because we live in these countries we live in, we're already there, man.
Absolutely. I was telling you about the book, Wherever You Go, There You Are. Have you read that one?
I think I listened to that one.
Man, oh, it's a fucking great audiobook. It's like the best audiobook I've heard. And one of the things that he says that I kind of use to check myself when I find myself thinking that sort of way is like, he says, this is it. Like, this is it. And like, I say that to myself, I'm like, yep, whatever I'm doing, I'm like, this is it. This is the life that you're in right now. And even though I have all these plans and shit that I want to accomplish, even when those things are accomplished, I'm going to be feeling the same way, and I'm going to be sitting there having, you know, the Ferrari that I'm worrying about instead, or the making, or like buying that fucking house instead of the apartment. I'm going to be thinking about the same shit, just on a different level, feeling the same shit. But this is it. This is how good. This is as good as it's ever going to get.
It is, man. Even though, like, yeah, because you can pretty much enjoy almost anything.
Yeah.
I would say, like,
But it's fucking hard.
being hungry and those kind of things can kind of fuck you up because it's like not healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it is, and it's kind of hard to accept that. Because if you do shit, you're like, fuck this, man. It's sort of a procrastination type of thing.
This is a good talk because I tried meditation for like 2 months and I did it all wrong because I was kind of like sitting there waiting for the feeling or whatever I read, typical kind of like beginner's mistake, and I eventually gave up and I was like, now I'm like, I know that it's a good thing, that it's something I should be doing, but I've been putting it off again. And I'm just like, oh, I still need to get to that point. And
I was ready about that, man, because in a non-direct way, I kind of showed them the proper way how to do it.
the ropes. All right, so I was going to ask you, give me the 2080 on meditation.
Tell them kind of your story about it, man.
Yeah, okay.
Because I know more from that than me telling them what to do.
Yeah, so basically, I started out probably 1.5 years ago, like where I listened to The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle,
Yeah.
and I had a fucking weird experience. I closed my eyes and kind of felt everything, opened them, saw everything like
So I
brighter.
I was kidding.
Yeah, I saw Eckhart Tolle talking to me. It was blowing smoke up my ass. No. I just fucking looked at the things another way and realized that I actually had an ego because I never knew.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the start of it.
Can I have some?
And from there, I went kept meditating on and off till now. And the only thing I really experienced was being present and not thinking so much. But after this trip, Nick was telling me about doing meditation and not really saying too much about it. And
I was kind of like giving you a lot of little tiny things along the way, not necessarily direct.
absolutely, giving me sort of motivating things. And he
It
was
was kind of ideas, man. To sit in the back of your head of like, is this possible?
planting shit.
Yeah, planting little ideas, like figure out for yourself.
Yeah, he would keep saying you gotta do it yourself. You gotta figure out for yourself. And then he recommended the book by David Lynch, which I listened to and did not understand.
That's how I felt about the first time I Eckhart Tolle, the first time I read this shit. I was like,
Forget about that shit.
yeah, but I'm saying I had that
So yeah,
probably same feeling of like reading it and like, what?
yeah, but this book is completely different, man, and you should read it.
It's totally different.
Totally different. It's
not even really
Eckhart Tolle shit is like Nick says, it's not even meditation.
Yeah.
So it's being present without thoughts. But so I listened to the fucking audiobook, didn't understand it totally, kept meditating, just focusing on my breath, my breathing, and it was like I kept going a little deeper and deeper, and I would have to think, I would have to imagine shit, like Nick does it different, but he says, and it's probably true, everybody do this shit different sort of ways, and you gotta personalize it. Yeah, and you kind of have to allow yourself to go there. You have to
give yourself the permission to go that deep.
Yeah, in a way. So how I sort of do it, or how I imagine it now, is I try to forget about me for a second, forget about Frederick. I just kind of fucking imagine
But
myself.
explain how it changed from before that
I'm
time
about
to
to.
after the time.
I'm about to now. So yeah, you should probably do it yourself. And I just imagine myself opening my brain and connecting to fucking the universe or something.
Okay.
And
Through Wi-Fi or?
no, through fucking
You don't have to explain this. Just explain the difference. Man.
Okay,
It's not
you
important.
gotta figure that shit out yourself, probably.
That's not important.
But it's like I'm just experiencing fucking weird shit, man. And
Like I like what you said earlier, man. You're like, until I took that plane right here, I don't really believe in God.
yeah, after something different. So yeah,
So what happened on the plane ride?
yeah, I just sat
That's
there.
how fucking powerful it can be when you really, really do it the right way, you know?
Yeah.
Totally change the way you view the whole world.
Yeah, so it's like sort of like the emotions you fucking feel and shit is intense, and it's you can't fucking explain it because it's emotions and there's no pictures, there's just feelings, and I don't even fucking know, man. But I go deep, and when let me explain it this way, man. When I open my eyes, it's like I'm fucking. I just were put into this body, and like I look at my fucking hands, and like I probably look stoned to the gazills, man, because I look at my hands, and fuck, I'm actually a fucking spiritual being in this body.
Yeah.
Like I'm a robot or shit. I don't know if I explain it the proper way, man. I think Nick he has more experience with it.
But what you're explaining is it like a different approach to meditation that you get from this book?
Yeah.
No. The book he's talking about doesn't really.
It doesn't explain how to do
It
it.
doesn't even say how to do it. The guy
Right.
just talks about
Ideas.
He talks about the benefits in some of his movies he's made.
Yeah. I don't know.
So how
It's
would
not
you
even related. It's like almost not even a book about meditation.
right? But in practical language, how would you tell somebody, a newbie, how to get started in meditation? I'm saying, how long do you do it? When do you do it? Where do you do it? What do you do?
So the first time you do it, you're gonna want to do it at the very end of the day.
Okay.
You have nothing on your mind.
Uh-huh.
It's just generally it's gonna always works out better that way. If you do it when you wake up, it's like okay, I gotta do this thing.
Yeah.
When the day's over, you don't think about anything. Do it at the end of the day. Do it when nobody else is around, like in your house alone. All there, everybody goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Find a comfortable position. You know, first of all, whatever it is, where it's really comfortable, and turn off all the lights. So that's kind of like the setup. First time, do it for at least 25 minutes.
Okay.
I think that's a big one. Some people are like, well, you could do it in 5, you could do it in 10. Your first time, you have to do it at least 25 minutes, maybe 30 is even better. So this is how I do it, and this is what I found is the simplest way to explain it to people as well. So you gotta set it up that way, first of all. First time. Make sure every 25 minutes, set a timer.
Yeah.
You know, that's the setup. Once you start it, you're in a comfortable position. You want to do only 3 things. You only want to focus on doing 3 things. Number 1 is you want to take in as deep a breath as you can.
Okay.
And by that I don't mean like, I mean like slow and deep, and you should be inhaling for between 30 and 45 seconds.
From the very start.
Yeah, like this, like.
You about to pass out. Alright, so you go into the. Fuck. You do this?
And you could go even more than that.
Alright.
You don't have to like,
No,
because
you're
you're gonna fill your lungs by the fucking 30 seconds.
It's just to relax, right? So,
No, that's just what you want to do.
right, but you
The
will.
reasoning's not important right now. I could explain it to you afterwards, but that's what you want to do, right? And then when you breathe, and close your eyes also, of course. It's better to close your eyes. So as deep a breath as you can, until you feel like your lungs are going to explode, right? So you want to do that. Then when you breathe out, you want to breathe it out, not forced, you know, just kind of, and you want to take that breath as much out as you can also. So like,
Empty, yeah.
and when you breathe out, this is probably the hardest part to understand also. You want it to feel like you're like either going through a tunnel or like diving into something.
Okay.
Like the breath out is you diving through something.
Okay.
Or like diving into something. So you want to do that over and over again and again. And then as the time goes on, you just want to slow it down a little bit. You know, the beginning's a little more intense. And then as it goes on, just slow it down more and more. You do it for 25 minutes and that's it.
Appreciate Well,
Keep it
in
simple.
practice.
Keep it simple.
I've taught people all different kinds of ways, but that one, and even for myself, is by far the best. And this, I think, I don't know if this is true, man, but it's what I think really works with that. Is, yeah, the taking a deep breath really does help you relax also, and it helps for your body, to relax. But what it also helps with on the mind side is if you take a breath in for 45 seconds, trust me, it's impossible to think about anything else.
That's true.
So you don't gotta fucking focus on your thoughts or all that. The physical act of doing that
Because
is
it's
meditation.
difficult. You mean like it's difficult to.
It's not difficult, it's just you can't focus on anything else because you have to draw that much air.
Yeah.
You notice when you think a lot, you breathe short and shallow. Because that's just, I don't know if that's even true, but it kind of logically makes sense.
Yeah. Alright, I like that.
But the one thing that's really important is the part about the diving.
Okay.
You really want to, that's really important. You want to feel like you're either diving, or you're going through a tunnel, or you're moving down into something.
That reminds me of, I used to read about, hypnosis, and the way, I forget what I was reading, but the way that the hypnotist would kind of like put the person in the trance or whatever would be something like that. It'd be like they'd be explaining something where like you go into an elevator, you're like going down, and I think the idea is to get to that relaxed state where you're like just fucking so relaxed. And I think that mental thing of going down somewhere is slows everything down. You get really fucking relaxed.
Yeah, I was about to go really deep right now. I'll explain this to Freddie, and he kind of mentioned it, and he was saying how, I explained to him how, he does it a different way, and everyone needs their own way.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and he also explained, he kind of mentioned, like, you have to allow yourself to meditate.
Yeah.
And I think that's so true. And what's good about these metaphors of the diving, of the going through something, and he has, everything expanding and all that, is everybody in their head has beliefs about how the world works.
Yeah.
And with any fucking sane person, if you want to get somewhere, you have to go through something.
Yeah.
You have to go through a door, go through a tunnel, you have to dive into something and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So doing that allows your brain to say, okay, I've mentally gone through this, I've mentally gone through here, I can access this space. Like for me right now, if I really try, I don't have to do none of that shit. I can get to that state, pretty good where you can control all your emotions in your body and all that stuff. Not always, but you have to understand that as how your beliefs work. Because the beliefs have a lot to do with the meditation as well. Your beliefs about it, your beliefs about the world, and your beliefs about the world. And I think a big belief that stops a lot of people from meditating as well is they believe in like 100% objective reality.
Okay.
They think everything is just like 100% objective. Where it's like, this is this is that much, 2 + 2 = 4 and all this stuff. And that belief right there is almost kind of making it impossible for you to meditate.
Yeah.
And those beliefs limit your, basically your, almost like your power, but with yourself. Your beliefs limit that. And the more beliefs you have, the harder it is for you to do things,
I got 2 questions. What would you guys say is the point of, or the goal of meditation? And when you say you need to let yourself, like allow yourself to meditate, can you expand on that?
With the goal, I guess the goal, by definition of meditation would state, where you're just, it's kind of like you're like a point existing in a void, and you know, it's just basically pure kind of bliss, pure bliss, not relaxation, like, you know, like the best feeling in the world, you know, like you just feel like.
But see, that's the problem I had. Is like I'm sitting there waiting for a feeling, and that's never gonna get you the feeling, is it? Like
Do
you
it
have
the
that-
way, like he explained.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get like in practical terms, I get that, but at the same time, it's like I think my understanding of what the goal of meditation is was, yeah, I'm sitting here waiting for a fucking feeling, and that kind of prevents you from getting it.
Yeah, but like I explained just now, in our world, if you just sit around and wait, what happens?
Nothing.
You have to. What happens if you go through something, or you dive into water and find a treasure?
Yeah, like
You get the feeling, right? So that in your head, you're never gonna allow yourself to just wait around and get there. Just because that's how, you know, people's brains work.
Like you were saying with the looking for thing, I was like the other day when I was meditating, I like, as I said, I kind of like to forget about me.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, oh, I gotta, how do I find this thing? And then I realized I'm fucking booked it. But what I did was, okay, this is like everything else. It's kind of procrastination. So all I gotta do is like do the things. So that was just a thought, like, oh, I'm looking. So what I did was just do the breathing, and then after a little while, I sort of fucking forget about it all.
Yeah.
And then I got deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta like I said of how, you know, you gotta experience for yourself. Before, like, you know, just look at it as what you tried before. It's totally different from what I told you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not, don't even correlate the thoughts.
Yeah.
And then try it like 3 times. And then, you know, see what you thought about it. Just because, like Fred explained, it's not what he was doing before, but it wasn't the same at all.
Not at all.
So I would just look at it as different. But as to the point of what the goal is of doing it, the goal of meditation is to get to that point in consciousness state of just pure bliss. That's the best way to explain it. It's like pure bliss. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily have to be your goal with it. That would be the goal of meditation. That there's a lot more you could get from it. Like you know,
Creativity?
Yeah, your creativity gets a lot better.
Nick, I forgot to tell you about this.
Well, we'll talk about this. Remember it to think about it after. Like you could get a lot more. You know, it helps you a lot with your relationships with people. You know, with your understanding of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like just not understanding stuff, but being more understanding.
Right.
It actually makes me a lot smarter. Like I can figure out. Like I can, after I meditate, I can actually do like kind of complex math problems in my head, like hard multiplication, because I can visualize it written out. So yeah, the goal of, by definition of meditation is to get to that point consciousness state of bliss, but your goal with it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
And what was the second question?
You both said that you need to like allow yourself to,
Yeah.
do it. Like what's the,
Yeah,
where's that coming from? Like, why wouldn't people allow themselves to meditate or
It's like I was kind of explained earlier, the beliefs you have in your head don't allow you to do it.
okay,
If you believe the world is objective and physical and all that stuff,
yeah,
then your brain won't allow you to accept something from, you know, inside or from another place, because that belief won't allow you to accept meditation into your reality, because you have this, if basically saying, I believe this is a part of who I am based on my whole life experience.
Yeah.
If this happens, then this belief is going to be destroyed.
okay.
You know, like.
So what's a good belief to have that's going to allow you to?
No belief would be the best to have.
Like I was saying, I tried to explain it, but mid-sentence I fucking, like I remember I can't explain it. The reason why is like, I've objectively it doesn't exist. Like I was saying, I like I couldn't see shit, but I was like I would feel stuff in my ear. Not a bad feeling, not a like just a feeling. And I just really fucking can't explain it. No pain, no nothing. But so yeah, that's the thing. It might not be in fucking words, you know.
But the best beliefs to have would
Going deep.
it would be no beliefs. It's like I said, you have the old way you tried. That's different. What you're doing now is new,
Yeah.
and there's no everything about here. Imagine this is soccer, now you're playing baseball.
Yeah.
Totally different rules.
I get it. The reason I ask that is like, sometimes you'll be aware of some belief you have or whatever, and it's good. Like I was saying earlier, the this is it thing. Like something you can just recite to yourself that'll help you move on or whatever. I was wondering if you had something that you could say to yourself when you realize that, oh, I do have whatever belief that is preventing me from, but it's probably too deep.
Most of the beliefs are so it's more beliefs of how reality functions.
Yeah.
And it's hard if you're not really like a real religious or spiritual person to allow these things to happen to you if you're real like objective and physical. And those are
I'm
necessarily
afraid of that I am.
yeah.
You know,
Those aren't
that's why I
necessarily
asked
like
you.
one belief. It's like your whole
Reality.
what you base everything on. But that also doesn't mean you can't do it. You know?
Right. Yeah.
you could probably do it, man. And
So you're done with the
maybe a fast way to do it would be a fucking psychedelic trip. Although
Get those shrooms.
I don't know about that, man. Maybe I shouldn't fucking recommend that shit. But what I was saying,
in terms of personal growth, any type of drugs is not bad. It's always going to stunt your growth.
it's not good, you mean.
It stunts your growth.
Yeah.
You just go here. You're never going to grow from doing drugs.
Right.
Or stuff like this. You grow a lot.
Though it might take longer time, huh?
No, it will take less time. But I think that answered the two questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Another thing is like my mother. She called me on my phone the other day. She'd been talking to a friend. Like she had done some meditation and like felt fucking great. So she like wanted to try it again. My mother tried it before, but she said like the way her friend explained it, she's like, but I could never do that because I'm not that type of person. I'm more like logical, fucking like So it wasn't a part of her like fucking identity. That's like pretty could be fucking.
That's
that belief that I
Absolutely.
start off with.
Yeah, exactly like that. And I'm like one of the most logical people I've ever met in my entire life. My whole life, I was always really good at math. Anything that involved thinking, and I still am really fucking good at it. But the meditation helped me really balance out as well. Because like even my mom said, you're always thinking when I was a kid. I'm just good at figuring out. Like I was saying, I could do math and like complex problems in my head. I used to do that when I was like 4 years old. I learned how to do like really hard math when I was like 5, like multiplication and stuff.
Fucking amen.
Yeah, it's fucking smart, man.
But that's that same time then I could learn how to meditate and teach people like I'm doing now. It doesn't mean anything that way. It only means something if you believe it.
Right.
Basically, whoever the fuck you are, you can do it.
Yeah. So that's why I mean no belief is the best. What were you saying about creativity?
Yeah, that was funny, man. Like, I remember you told me the other day when we were downloading some books. I'm like, what should I get, man? Like, what do I want to learn about? And I'm not the fucking creative, like, most creative guy. So you're like, maybe you should get some fiction. And that never really fucking interested me, like fiction books.
The best books to read, by far.
Yeah, so, but the thing I reminded myself of wasn't fucking fiction books, it was music. And basically stopped like closing my eyes and imagining shit. like after the meditation shit, I've been like imagining just whatever, man. Like clear fucking pictures of things I want to imagine. Like I can sit down and listen to Guns N' Roses, and I would just imagine the weirdest fucking things, man. Shit I haven't been imagining before. Like I would imagine them being on stage, them turning into fucking, like, like, like dead people, still fucking rocking it, them being all electrified and shit. Sounds like a sort of like fucking psychedelic shit, but.
Remember I told you
And
like
then
I
fucking
like
flowers.
being by myself.
Yeah,
I do that shit all the time.
yeah, like fucking flowers just coming out of the void and sounds totally weird, right?
No.
But I mean, sounds weird to you? Yeah.
I do that shit all the time, man.
But that's so fucking funny. So yeah, man, like a lot of things, I guess a lot of shit goes. And think about it, I've been doing this shit for how many weeks?
That's the thing, man. It's not like you really get that much better.
No.
You just
Keep going on.
you get it expands more. You realize different things you can do. It's not gonna get better. Meditation's gonna feel better now than before because
You just either get it or
that
you don't.
feeling. No, it's not that either, man. It's some days I don't get there, some days I do. But it's like that feeling that you get there, that feeling of bliss, and that place. It's kind of like a place. That's the feeling there.
Right.
When you go there, you go there. You
That's what I
go
mean,
there,
though, like either you go there or you don't.
Sometimes you go there and it's kind of fuzzy.
Okay.
Sometimes you go there and it's kind of fuzzy, but it's
One thing though is like people chase shit with drugs and alcohol and shit, but you can feel
So the
so
easy way.
you can feel so good with just doing this.
that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a lucid dream?
Yeah.
Yeah? How was that? I've never had that. I feel like it'd be the coolest fucking thing.
Almost every time I try to bang chicks. Like you mean that I can control your dreams?
Yeah.
Basically, like with me, it happens when I put on the alarm for 30-40 minutes and fall asleep a little. Yeah, I can just fucking walk. But the thing about it is, if I don't keep walking, I will wake up. I can't stop. Okay. I gotta keep moving. How is your music? But I've heard like this one guy, Stephen Volk or something. He would like imagine. He would like do extreme shit with this lucid dreaming stuff. Like he would. I don't remember exactly how he did it, but he would fucking create the scene where he said goodbye to his mother when she died, and like he would do that in his dream, and it would feel like completely real. So there's some things to study there. Like one thing is like if you have an object, I think that's like the thing in the. Well, forget about it. If you have an object, you look at it, or you have a certain thing on your wall, you look at it, and you like notice that it's the same as it was before. You do
Or
this.
like you recognize it, right? Or because you recognize it from another dream, that's when you realize, oh, I'm in a dream, but you don't wake up. That's how you get into the lucid dream. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something like that.
Because I've heard that, like, if you want to have lucid dreams, that's a good way of
Yeah,
doing
you
it.
do it when you're awake.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
So I guess the thing is like you have something, you look at it, you look at the details, and every time the details are the same, but the way it helps you with the dream is you actually bring it into the dream. Or
Okay.
something like I haven't done it myself. This is like the exact words the guy said. Well, probably not the exact words, but check out the fucking podcast. Joe Rogan, Stephen Wall, Lucid Dreaming.
I want to fucking know that. Did you see those, the sleeping masks called, like, Remy or something?
No.
So it's these, it's the sleeping mask, but it's got like a chip inside, and it's got these blinking lights that you can kind of program to blink a certain way. And the idea is that these lights will go on during your REM sleep,
and they'll blink just enough for you to notice them, but not enough for you to wake up, and that's supposed to trigger you into lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a cool thing that like I'd love to just try out.
I don't think you need that. I think you could do all that stuff.
Probably.
Right.
I don't even see that as a bad.
It's like if you believe that works, it's like the placebo effect. If you look up the statistics on the placebo effect, they're fucking insane, man.
Yeah.
Like over 50% results on certain things when people are given placebos.
Yeah. You know.
And what's the explanation for that? It's not that. It's the belief that making it better. It's not that the people just think they're better.
Yeah.
They actually get better. They don't have the symptoms.
It has an actual fucking.
It has an actual physical effect to that. And it's like, well, how do you explain that? Well, you know, your mind actually affects physical as well.
You know how my boy Odin actually said that on all medicine they try out to make, they take away 20% of the effects and put it on the placebo. He said something like every medicine they make, I'm fucking Google this stuff. Google it for me. Every medicine they make, they take away 20% of it and put it on the fucking placebo.
That doesn't make sense, man. Fuck me, that would never do it. The way you work, but it makes sense.
It doesn't matter.
But yeah, they do a lot of tests with the placebo stuff, and if you look up some of the statistics, it's ridiculous. And you can look up some stories about it. Like there was a story, I forgot where I heard this. I think it was on the podcast. But this guy had brain cancer, a tumor in his brain, and pretty big one. You know, they tried everything. He was gonna die. It was in like the 60s or 70s. But they decided to give him, you know, like 4 different types of pills to take every day. I told him, you know, we just these are new pills. They just came out like a month ago. It's a new technology. They think it's gonna cure cancer and all this stuff. But they're really just placebo pills. The guy started taking them. Like, you know, a month, 2 months later, the tumor started going down. He got completely better. Right? Totally better. Here's where it gets more interesting, man. About, you know, like 4 months later, he found out that they were fake placebo pills. Comes back, right? Tumor comes back. Not only that, it comes back all the way again, you know, gets worse and worse. And they decided to try the same thing on them with, you know, new stuff.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Same thing happens, goes away. About a year later, the guy finds out again and comes back and kills him. How do you explain that?
Can't fucking explain, man.
It's easily explained, man. The mind affects its physical.
So fucking intense, though.
I know.
Cancer.
It's not like that's gonna fucking happen every time, but you know, there's an effect on it. A lot of it comes down to how much you believe that it's gonna work.
Yeah. The problem is if you're already aware of it, like it's hard to trick yourself into that.
Yeah.
It's gotta be somebody like, this potion is gonna get you jacked.
It's been said by like 10 top scientists, that type of shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, at the same time, some people will just be like, oh yeah, maybe it works. So it all comes back to those beliefs you have in your head.
Yeah.
Powerful, brother.
Powerful, brother.
That's the best way to say it, right? Those beliefs are powerful, brother.
I love the way you say it, man. Brother.
Powerful, brother.
You sound like the MC guy. MC. Like a motorcycle guy.
Yeah, brother.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, brother.
Fucking.
Yeah. No. I was more thinking about the fucking guy from the Sons of Anarchy. The old guy.
That's fucking pig, man.
Shout out, Dirty Freak. Guys, we've been going fucking deep today.
Wrap this shit up.
Yeah, let's wrap this
Yeah.
motherfucker up.
Fucking Tarita, which we don't know how to make in Stockholm. Time for music and peanut butter.
Cheers, bitches.
Yeah. Peace out, motherfucker. Just hope you learned something. Get on that meditation. Suck a big dick. Eat that
Get on
monkey.
that masturbation, meditation,
Got motherfucking shit for you to
and the
do.
celebrity sex tapes.
Yeah. Goodbye.